So instead of saying, yo, I can't afford my mortgage because this tenant is 10 months, 11 months behind rent. If you had a $100K line of credit sitting in the bank as your overhead expenses, you could use that to pay your mortgage. If you was treating your real estate game like a business, and you was able to access business capital in order to sit on or scale, you wouldn't be worried about not being able to pay your mortgage.
Our struggle wasn't the clients. Our struggle was what our process was going to be.
The business.
Yeah, the business itself.
You take that $100K loan and line of credit and you sit it in a Chase business bank account. Sit it in there for 30 days and apply for a Chase line of credit. Now you got another $100K. That's $300K. Get around the people who's doing it at a high level and tap in. So we met in rooms, mentorship meetings where people talk about funding, people talking about credit. We met in high level mentorships. So we kept meeting each other. Oh, hey, what's up, bro? You doing this? And now it's a natural click. People that success brings success. Success attracts success. Yeah. So when you start getting in these rooms and you trying to be around the people that's doing what you're doing, start getting their numbers, start talking to them, start linking with them. You're going to be able to grow with those people.
Welcome to the Real Estate Newsroom. I'm your host, Charles Noonan. Today's headlines, we have a wild and crazy story, right? For today's headlines, imagine you are in your house, right? And the landlord just walks in. This lady's like 80 years old. She barged in on her tenants and she just started going crazy. Yo, did y'all hear about that story?
That was crazy,
That's
bro.
crazy, man.
That was insane.
Yo, imagine you in your house, right? The landlord just busted in and she had cleaning supplies. She like, yo, y'all gotta be better than this.
That's insane. She's trying to manage how you clean your own house.
Look at her face.
But technically, it's her house. It's your apartment. But it's how you look at that.
I mean, if you in New York, it's their house.
But you got a lease.
Still.
I mean,
look.
It's not what you own; it's what you control.
Hands down, bro. The landlord should not be in your house.
No, it should not. They shouldn't be controlling nothing.
And look, she put her hands on it with the cleaner thing. She started hitting dude while he was laying down.
She was saying.
So you know what? How would you handle that situation?
Yeah, how would you? Because me as a landlord, I don't.
That old lady. I'll kick her out immediately, bro. Like, there's no way. I'd be like, Grandma, you gotta get out. Like, Grandma, get out my house. Get out my house. But she came in like she's on. She bust in and she was on top of dude with the cleaners. Here's what I would do. I smack the thing out of hand. I'd be like, yo, get that
cleaner supply.
Yeah. What would you do?
Nah, I mean, I wouldn't. It's an old woman. I wouldn't do nothing. I'll probably call the cops or something, bro.
You gonna snitch on the old lady?
She breaking and entering, bro. She breaking and entering.
Tell what you gonna do? She breaking
and entering.
Yo, you're in your own house. She's coming and poking you, hitting you with look, she got organic and organic.
She got organic joint.
She got the organic clean.
She got the organic.
She hit them with the like, what you gonna do?
I don't know, man. I might have to kick out the house.
It's tricky.
But you know what?
Oh, she definitely get kicked out the house.
I'm gonna pour the bleach so that she might fall like on the way out.
You bugging.
That's crazy.
You
can't do that?
Yeah, that's a violation of grandma. Like she's like 80.
I mean, she be alright.
That's a wild story.
She be alright.
She be alright.
Hey, look.
That's a wild story.
Today's episode, we got my guys from Millionaire Essentials. We got Brandon, the provider, and Tevin in the building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you guys for coming, man. Appreciate having you.
Thanks for bringing us up here.
Yeah, man. So on the Real Estate News Show, we cover topics that are trending in real estate. Mm-hmm. We cover everything from wild and crazy landlord-tenant stories to like what's going on in the north region of real estate, the south, and we cover the Midwest, which I don't like the Midwest.
Why not?
Open carry state.
Okay.
Right. And the landlord-tenant laws aren't landlord friendly.
I mean, it's not friendly in the northeast.
It's more friendly than in the northeast.
Yeah.
I don't do business in so I love the northeast, but I don't do real estate in the northeast. All my stuff is in the south.
So you just love the south. So say that.
So
I love New York, right? This is where we from. New York.
Yeah.
All right, so we love our city. We love the town.
Of course.
I make my money in the South, though.
So you bring it back to the city, though.
Yeah, of course. Okay. I mean, we got some properties down there, but the money
you leave some down there.
We got enough down there, but yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'm gonna just be honest, man. My time in the Midwest, it was good to me, but I worked super hard for it.
Okay.
Sometimes you could do easy work and make the same thing. So in the South, it's easy work. They're cordial, they're kind, they got Southern hospitality. They report to you happily on the progress of your projects. In Michigan and Cleveland, I got beat up out there, bro. Like, it was just hard to communicate on a basic builder contractor level.
I mean, look at the states you mentioned, Michigan and Cleveland. It's not the most friendliest states, especially with real estate.
But here's how real estate goes, though. So, like, from a high level of development, right? The states that do the worst, like that have the worst income, have the most housing issues.
Yep.
Those are the ones that the governors, the senators, the mayors get to raise their hands and ask for more money.
Yes.
Alabama,
so they get to say, like, hey, we need help.
Tennessee.
We got issues with housing. We got issues with crime. Mm-hmm. And the federal government gets money every year. So now they're raising their hands saying they need help. Now they're giving them, and that's how you see articles of Alabama get $7.7 billion. You see cities like Birmingham get $15 million for a family center that reinvest in education. So hedging the market, I have to go, and that's gentrification, right?
Right, of course.
Gentrification, the developers go into the worst neighborhoods, they develop, they change them. So I have to like hedge the market as a developer to go into those places and change the market.
Yeah, I mean, gentrification isn't just, what everybody thinks gentrification is with, white people coming in. It's just gentrification of, obviously building upon the city that is currently there.
Yeah.
Right. But obviously we get a negative connotation from it because of what we see in Brooklyn and all them other places where it's not us, but it's other races. So,
yeah.
I mean, what's your thoughts on it?
I agree with what he's saying. I mean, go with the money. You know how I feel. Go with the money.
Right.
You would get the best bang for your buck. If it's Mississippi, if it's Alabama, if it's those southern states and you getting the best bang for your buck, then go with it. I think a lot of people, I like what Charles is teaching because he's teaching the right things. A lot of people are telling you, go get $1 million and buy a brownstone in Brooklyn. Like, that's not where your money's going to go the furthest. People are not doing their research about how to really scale, how to really grow. How does my $1 turn into $10? How does my $10 turn into $100? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Today's episode of Brick by Brick with Charles Noonan is sponsored by UnsoldLand.org. UnsoldLand.org is your one-stop shop for everything land. UnsoldLand.org has property in the available states: Alabama, Arizona, Arkansas, Michigan, Mississippi, Pennsylvania, Texas, Virginia, and many, many more. Prices start as low as $1,000. UnsoldLand.org. Go there for anything land. They will also finance your land as well. Back to the episode. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Thank you.
Yeah, I feel the same way because I think it's super important for us to grow that dollar.
Yeah. And like that's a good point too, because $1 million in Brooklyn ain't gonna go that far.
You get a fixer up with brownstone.
Yeah, you got a handyman special, bro. Right? But you take that $1 million in Birmingham, Alabama, you can get 5 brand new houses.
Yep.
All brand new, 7-year warranty, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, parking lot, and they're gonna have some grass.
Yeah, and you could be the person that's building it, not just buying it.
Yeah, that's the best thing about it too.
Yeah,
is that
you're gonna make that money.
Yeah, one simple thing, right? I was taking a class from Grant Cardone, right? He said one simple thing, yo. When it comes to investing, he said, "You're not a tree. You could leave."
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you don't have to stay in New York. You don't have to stay in New Jersey.
I don't do much in New York no more. I started in New York, and I went through the battles here in New York too.
I'm selling my property now, so I know.
Yeah. So we got to figure this out to where we don't have to run from New York.
Right.
But meanwhile, we still got to be able to make money in real estate because a lot of people losing it, right? This whole fix and flip strategy is kind of old. It's not really the way. And we see a lot of people getting hurt. We're learning about it, but they don't really talk about it. People aren't first to jump up and say, "Y'all lost $50,000."
Oh, they are now. You see the news? They are now.
Yeah.
They are now.
And through social media, we're seeing stories like
Exactly.
that, right? We're seeing war stories of landlord and tenant. Actually, there was a headlines that we covered 2 weeks ago where the tenant pushed the landlord. He fell down the stairs, hit his head, and he died.
That's crazy.
The landlord?
The landlord was just going to collect his rent.
Oh, wow.
The tenant pushed him
down the stairs.
Down the flight of stairs. Yo, he fell and he died.
But wow. see, now that's a deeper story, right?
Yeah, that is.
Where I'm going with it, right? Let's talk about treating real estate like a business. Like, there's nothing wrong with what he was doing. I'm just saying in general. I think we're too focused on being landlords instead of being business owners. Like, why is she going and kicking down the doors? I know it's times you may have to do what you need to do, but she shouldn't be, like we just saw, kicking down the doors, trying to find out what's going on and all that. Hire a property management company. Call the cops. Do this. Do something. You know what I'm saying?
Frustration. So the cops can't do anything. It's not a legal matter. It's right. A landlord-tenant court matter.
That's a legal matter. Once you
file for eviction, it's not illegal. It's not illegal to be late on your rent. It's not illegal to be 3 months behind. It's frustrating. When you bought a house, right? So you saved up your money as a worker. You bought a house for $800,000 in the Bronx. You have to pay the mortgage, right? So you see the tenant on social media having fun, right? You see what they drive. You're seeing them going in and out of the house because you got security, and you get frustrated. So you go over there because you're paying. If they don't pay, you have to pay the mortgage. So you're working to pay where you live, and you got to make enough money to pay for your investment property that you thought was going to make you some money.
Whose problem is that, though?
It's yours because you own it.
Okay.
So now you frustrated, just like grandma who ran up into the house, right? Like, think about that. She got to pay the mortgage. I understand her frustration.
I do too. I've been through it, but just like in business, you're not treating this like a business. We done had bad days in business. I didn't call Tevin up, cursing them out and frustrate. Yo, we had a bad day. We had a bad week. We had a bad month. We had a bad 6 months. We had a bad year.
Let me ask you this question. If you treat
this house like a business, damn, I got a wrong tenant. It may take me 6 months to get out. I might have to eat this for 6 months. Treat it like a business. Don't be kicking at people's doors.
Let me ask you this question. Anybody ever owe you money?
Absolutely. I had a tenant I ain't pay rent in about 2 years.
You ever think about swinging on him?
No.
No?
The tenant? No.
Anybody ever owe you money?
Girl, that's right.
You ever think about swinging on him?
A person that owes me money, yes.
In general,
yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
That's all it is.
Absolutely, yes.
It's the same concept and emotion. You owe me money. I see you on the gram. You going crazy on the gram. You not paying your rent. Like, it gets frustrating. Grandma ran up in the
question.
Look, grandma is hearing them party. They probably wilded out last night. And grandma like, yo, where's my money?
Let me ask you a question. Right now, right?
Yeah.
In any business you're doing, if somebody owe you, let's just say 5-10 grand, you running in the crib right now?
I get paid up front on everything.
You're not answering. If they owe you money right now in your business, are you running in their crib right now?
I don't have the mental discipline not to. I might ask somebody for $10,000 in their face. That's why I kind of moved into development so I could get away from that landlord-tenant stuff. It's crazy.
But you're not answering the question.
I'm doing bad. So if I'm up, no. If I really need that 10, yeah. I'm gonna knock on the door as a landlord. Yeah, I'm gonna knock.
I mean, to be honest, Brandon, you gotta think about it. We from New York. We have a different type of personality.
That's not playing bully ball either, though.
Because we have a different type of personality as New Yorkers, just in general too, as well.
I think universally, from a universal, if somebody owes you money and a tenant owe you 5 months rent, it's not uncommon for you to knock on the door, and they ducking you. So grandma probably heard them upstairs, blowing up the phone, they not answering. She see the cars outside, they not answering. You know how angry you know how frustrating that be? You know somebody owe you money, they ducking you. She might live downstairs. I ain't mad at grandma for busting it like that. She should have knocked on the door.
You bugging about that. See, that's how you get hurt. That's how you lose your life. If we want to be real, you don't do that, bro.
That's why
you don't do that.
I kind of gearing towards. That's why I'm kind of gearing towards like developing and selling, unless you're doing A-class neighborhoods where people care a lot more about their credit, and that stuff is a lot less likely.
That's why he said he don't like the Midwest. They open carry. Because he busting somebody.
Yeah, that doesn't work for me. Like, because look. I can't bust nobody's door.
Not in Midwest. They letting it loose, boy.
Yeah, it's a little crazier. So I'm out of some of those markets, but in the South, certain counties, you have to find the counties. Like Birmingham is super landlord friendly. If you don't pay a landlord in Birmingham,
them sheriffs right
out of there.
They right at the door.
Out of there. Court is small, the county is small, the town. They stick up for their landlords. Right? The same way they stick up for their tenants, though, you can't be a slumlord because you're going to have problems. The programs will pull you and not pay you, or they'll hold your money until you get it right. So certain states like that, I love to invest in. New York City is kind of crazy. So I own the 2 places that I live in New York. That's it. Nothing else. Midwest, wild and crazy. I don't rock with it personally. I just don't do it. The South, that's where it's at, bro.
I agree with you.
Yeah, man. So yes, hey, for everybody's watching, please do not. If you are a landlord, please follow Brandon's advice. Go to landlord-tenant court. Wait 8 months for your rent money.
See.
Try not to watch them flexing on social media, especially when they go on vacation. Try not to drive by and see all the nice cars in their driveway, because if you run up on them, Brandon it's gonna be a problem. All right, so. Just follow this guy advice, all right? So look, man, I appreciate y'all coming through. What brought y'all by today? What y'all got going on?
So to solve that issue, that's why we help people get access to capital.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what we do is help businesses and investors get access to capital to scale their business. So instead of saying, I can't afford my mortgage because this tenant is 10 months, 11 months behind rent. If you had a $100K line of credit sitting in the bank as your overhead expenses, you could use that to pay your mortgage. If you was treating your real estate game like a business, you was able to access business capital in order to sit on or scale, you wouldn't be worried about not being able to pay your mortgage. Because one thing I wanted to say as an investor and a real estate owner, regardless if that tenant is paying you, you're supposed to be able to afford that mortgage.
Yep.
Yeah, reality is different though, man. Reality, you're supposed to be able to afford the car you get, but we know that repo number is crazy out there. You're supposed to be able to afford the credit cards you get. We know our credit scores are low, so we don't plan for our tenants not to pay.
Right.
Here's what I like what you guys are doing. You guys get people money to buy properties, and what I think the best use of the money that you guys get people is, one, to build. Right, just build your own house because you can get it so much faster. You get 7-year warranties. A lot of times the issues with landlords and tenants be something broke. Something ain't, my roof is leak. When you gonna fix the roof? Then I'll pay. When you gonna, right?
Yep, exactly.
So now you build your house, everything is brand new. Electric brand new, plumbing brand new, like everything, no issues, right? The second thing is you're saving so much money on the cost. So if you went to just go try to be a landlord now, and you went to Zillow or Trulia, right, you're going to pay the retail price because those are retail outlets, right?
Yes.
If you built, so let's just say a $400,000 house on Trulia and Zillow probably only costs $200,000 to build. So you use that money in 2 ways. One, you could use the money to build. 2, it's a good idea to now let's start to invest in like better neighborhoods. Right? Unless a neighborhood is turning and gentrifying, and you verify that by reading news articles, you figure out what money the state has, the city, the governor has, right? But we need to start investing safely. If you're going to invest in a market, I like that B-class neighborhoods. So to get downtown is really expensive in most cities. But if we could come a little bit away from downtown, where it's not the hood, where it's not like people gonna pull guns out on you, and the crazy stuff happens. We could actually start making our mark if we did this strategy in better locations.
I mean, you're absolutely right. And a lot of people, they don't have the capital to even do so.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they can't save $50,000. They don't make really $50,000, right? Because the average income in America isn't 50. I think it's $40,000 per year.
Yeah.
So if we can get you the $50,000 or $100,000 faster, then a lot of people they deter from it because they hear it's debt.
Yeah.
And they think about it as bad debt, but it's not. It's really good debt because you're using money to make money, right?
Yep.
And it's not your money; it's other people's money at that point. So the most important part about it is that for us to really understand that we can use debt to make money, and that's what we try to portray and talk about leverage as much as possible.
Use that to make money.
Yes.
How did you guys? So you guys have a funding company?
Yes.
Yeah, so and it's about leveraging money to make money, like he said. So we have a funding company, right, where we help investors and business owners get access to capital. We built that up from the ground up, but what we leverage is United States of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America. Chase is a $3 trillion. They're the biggest banking lender in the world, about $3 trillion a year.
Talk to me about this relationship y'all have, because I ain't gonna lie, y'all are the first people I saw that actually had Chase come to an event.
Yep.
I was trying to get there, bro, but I had to travel. But I think I hit one of y'all like, yo, when is this, right?
Right.
And just out of showing support, but I'm like, yo, because I'll be having the Landbank pull up at my events too, or city officials,
Yes.
they'll pull up,
Yes.
and that's the first time I saw somebody who had a bank come, like a Chase.
Yes.
How did y'all get that set up?
So do what the billionaires do. You want to be rich, do what the rich do. So if we're giving people capital, partner with who's giving out the most capital. So we partner with Chase Bank. So now we're able to directly get people into Chase Bank, get them business credit cards, get them business lines of credit to get in a business.
Dope. I love it.
And we throw community events with them, back to school, right? Community inclusion, right? So we try to not make it as big of a stigma as a lot of people see banks because they're so afraid of them, right? We try to lessen that blow, right? Because a lot of people, when they go into a bank, they automatically think they're going to get denied. So at this point, we're now saying, hey, we're partnering with them so that we can now make it more acceptable, right, for us as a community to go inside of that bank and be able to get lending and open up an account and things like that.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's dope. I was happy to see that. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, my guys are doing big things, man. My God, like that's huge.
Nah, it is.
That's huge. They are probably like easily Fortune 500 company.
They're the biggest lender, $3 trillion a year.
I almost want to say Fortune 100.
Yeah, it might be Fortune 50.
Yeah. So that's dope. That's dope. I'm not trying to take nothing away from y'all shine, but I just don't want to misquote. I just don't want to misquote where they rank in the top companies in the world.
Right.
So like, shout out to Chase Bank for having my guys having a partnership, man.
Yeah, shout out to Chase.
So how'd y'all get that? Y'all are y'all private clients at Chase?
So what people don't realize, right?
With my trust.
What people
You
don't
might
realize.
not have wanted to speak on that. Go ahead, bro.
Fine.
No, you gonna speak on it. I just want to say what people don't realize, just like what you're doing with the land banks and development, right?
Mm-hmm.
These communities and municipalities want to give you money. They want to give you opportunity. So Chase's initiative is to get into in these communities with people like us that's doing the work and help them connect them to the people.
Yeah.
Because they want to get the lending. They want to get the customers. So just like you're doing with the land banks and the development in these cities, they want you to get the money. And that's what people is confused about. It's just about how. So we're showing people how to get the money because they're giving it out.
Nice. So how long have you guys been in business?
Officially, this business, about 3 years.
Yeah, about
Together.
3 years.
Together.
What were you doing before? Were you doing it separately? Like, were you doing credit and you doing funding?
Well, I was doing mainly credit, mainly funding. I never did any type of credit repair or anything like that. So I've been in technically the funding industry for about 4 years, going on 5 in December. December 1st is actually going to be my 5-year anniversary of me being inside of this industry specifically.
Okay.
And what about you got a whole anniversary then.
I do, because I remember, because it was the year before I left my job, because I left my job a year after that.
Okay. So I was doing credit repair and funding. Then we linked up, and like I tell people out there, like find a team, find a partner, bro. You're gonna be able to grow and scale a lot faster than trying to do everything by yourself. So instead of us just saying, yo, because I know you see a lot of people do funding out here, but they don't be with partners. You don't see their team.
Yeah.
Like we probably the only people out here you see work together that look like us.
Yes.
That grow and scale and do all this stuff together.
Yeah. And we got a whole team behind us too. Like we've been able to build and grow our team, not just like you said, not just us.
Mm-hmm.
We have people behind us. So yeah, we can be on this podcast now during the middle of the day, and our operation is still running. But a lot of people
get text messages of people getting 100K, 200K.
Yeah, and a lot of people.
I seen the receipts.
A lot of people can't do that. So.
Okay, what made y'all partner? How'd y'all meet?
He light skinned and I'm
Yeah, it was Ebony Ivory right here.
How did y'all meet?
No, we actually met get in the rooms, right? We met in the room.
Wait, y'all said Ebony and Ivory. Did y'all say get in the room?
I don't know. That was crazy.
Nah, see, he said that.
He said.
Oh man, that's wild.
No, but it's important.
Let's clean that up. Let's clean that up.
When you doing something that you want to do, if you're doing real estate, I'm gonna tap in with Charles. If you're doing funding, I'm gonna tap in with Brandon and Tevin. Get around the people who's doing it at a high level and tap in. So we met in rooms, mentorship meetings where people talk about funding, people talking about credit. We met in high level mentorships. So we kept meeting each other. Oh, hey, what's up, bro? You doing this? And now it's a natural click. People that success brings success. Success just attracts success. Yeah. So when you start getting in these rooms and you trying to be around the people that's doing what you're doing, start getting their numbers, start talking to them, start linking with them. You're going to be able to grow with those people.
What about the trust factor, though? Because sometimes I work with people and I find like they may not be as willing to do the work to make what we're doing ethical. A lot of times people want to shortcut things. How did you guys decide like he's doing credit the right way, that he's doing funding the right way? Because we all know people are doing credit and funding the wrong way, right? How did you build a relationship where you felt trustworthy to say, all right, we're going to create a corporation together. We're going to have hundreds of thousands of dollars in each other's hands and trust that the bread is going to be broken the right way?
I think for us, it took a lot of conversation because it wasn't just, hey, we met January and now in the same January we started a whole corporation and together and now we're helping fund people. No, we had a lot of conversations in between. I think we was talking about this for like 6 months or something like that.
It wasn't just us. We was talking to other people. Like,
right. Yeah, it was just that the people around us, that's one. Two, the rooms that we were in, like we spent money to be in those rooms.
Okay.
So that also shows some type of trust factor as well, because if you're willing to spend that type of money to get in the same room that I was willing to spend that money in as well, that as well showed me that you're willing to go all the way with this, right? Your mindset is different than just a regular average person that wants to get in a free networking room. Okay. Right? Because we paid for this. So I think that was what maybe showed that trust factor.
A lot of commonality between the two of y'all.
Exactly. And it was consistency. We kept seeing each other in those rooms.
Okay.
So it wasn't just, in January I saw you in this room and now the next January I saw you. Like we kept seeing each other in rooms, January, February,
so
March.
You knew he was serious.
Yeah.
And same thing with you. You knew like, all right, he's real. He's serious about trying to get to it.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah. And then families, we have families. It was just like you said, a lot of commonalities that we had.
Okay.
So it was easy for us to relate. And like I said, before we even got into actual business, we started
to know each other.
Exactly.
Yeah, you gotta vet people, right? You can't be saved without going through struggle. You can't find pleasure without going through pain. So when you in this business and life, you're gonna meet people, you're gonna talk to people. Don't let that stop you. Vet people. Start working with people. You gotta put in the work. You may get burnt a couple times. Some things are part of the process, but you gotta open yourself up out there to meet people in order to find the person for you in general, partnerships in business.
To get it right. Yeah. That was actually my next question. So I know you guys personally, I know you guys have reached a level of success that a lot of businesses don't make it to, right? I ask everybody this question that does the show. Do you guys think struggle is necessary to make it? Do you think you have to go through like an ugly, nasty part to actually make it?
Me and Brandon got two separate answers because we've talked
I don't
about
think
this
we. I
multiple
don't think we.
times.
I don't think we have separate. Well, my opinion is, yes, you have to go through struggle, but you can mitigate it as much as possible. So, for example, my daughter is. My goal is for her not to go through none of the struggles, none of the pain, because I'm gonna provide for her as much as she can to be successful. But she's gonna go through her own type of struggles.
Okay.
But she doesn't have to go through the ones I went through.
Right. The maybe not knowing where your meal's coming from.
Yes.
Right.
Or just in business about learning certain things. So you can mitigate as much as possible, but you have to go. Everybody's always going to go through some type of rough patch. That's life in general.
make it.
Yes, that's life.
Yes.
You can't avoid. That's unavoidable.
Yes,
That's unavoidable.
That's kind of my answer too. As well, I feel like struggle is necessary. I mean, I've made it through the struggle. My family's made it through the struggle. So I feel like struggle is necessary. But if I can give my daughters the tools that they need in order for them to be able to succeed, and you don't take those tools, then I think that's your decision at that point.
Okay.
I've given you everything necessary. If you decide to struggle after that, then I mean that's you. That's on you as a person.
So as a parent, right? Because I think similar for my kids too, right? As a parent, you feel like your role is to provide what they need to make it.
Yes, the tools necessary in order.
If they don't and they struggle, you still feel fine. Like, hey, I like we laid it out for her what to do.
Yes, because and I may be saying this now, and I might switch later on as years go by, but. Just being completely honest, at this moment, yes. Because if I've given you the tools, right? I wasn't given the tools to make it to where I'm at now, but I still made it to where I'm at.
Yeah.
Now, if I was given those tools, right, as a young kid, I may not have taken those tools at that time, but I may have realized it a couple of years down the line, and I would say, okay, cool. I realized I had those tools before. Now let me start to implement them.
Yeah.
But sometimes kids are stubborn and they don't want to do the same thing their parents are doing. Hence why there's so much businesses for sale now. Right? So with that being said, you may have the tools in front of you as a kid, maybe at 18, and then at 21 you realize you had the tools, but it's no longer available.
Yeah. That's the hard part.
And I feel like that's what's happening right now with the business buying boom. Like I feel like a lot of these kids, they don't want to be where their parents were, and their parents were making more than enough to provide for them and giving them the tools, but now they're like, yeah, just go sell it, and whatever money you make, and I'll take that and do whatever I want. But a lot of kids, they're probably going to blow that money anyways.
Yeah. You feel the same way? Your job is to like lay out the roadmap. If they want to do it, great. If not, you feel like your job is done as a parent?
People don't realize what opportunity is. Because you could give your kids, like these billionaire kids, a lot of them be messed up, right? Because you could give your kids, or just people in general, we have mentees, we all teach people. You give your kids, you give your mentees all the opportunity in the world. If they don't recognize it, it's a waste.
Yep.
It's a waste. So you got to know how to take advantage of your talents and your opportunity. Some people take advantage of it because it's around them all the time. They're used to it. They're used to it being easy, or used to being able to be in an advantageous place. So I think as long as you do the best you can for that person, you can only leave it in God's hands. There's nothing else you could do. You're human.
Nice. Yeah, I feel the same way too. I try to show them like the path. I try to show them the way. They obviously get money from my portfolio in the Midwest.
Excuse me. Right. No, excuse me.
They South.
Nah, the Midwest. They eat off the Midwest. Yeah, they eating off the Midwest.
Midwest.
Yeah. But
he wasn't gonna get
opportunity is huge. Like the word opportunity, and I'm gonna talk more about that because opportunities oftentimes have a shelf life. They expire.
Yes, correct.
So
exactly.
That's why I said at 18 they won't realize that opportunity, but when they get to 21, that opportunity is gone now.
Yeah,
and it took 4 years. It's gone.
That's part of growth.
Exactly.
I think that's part of growth. And I don't know if you guys how old your kids are, but you'll notice they come back to you and they be like, "Hey, Dad, I made a mistake back then," or they say, "You should have told me like it was gonna be this like this when I get older," and I'm like, well, what the hell you think we were pushing you for?
I'm not there
man,
yet.
It's gonna happen, but
I feel like that. I mean, that's a part of growth. I mean, that's a part of growth with kids. That's a part of growth with humans, right? Humans at 30 will come back to you when they're 35 and be like, I realized that opportunity you were giving me at 30. Like I have friends that, I've told them like, fix your credit, let's get the funding, and let's start to buy more real estate, so on and so forth. Still to this day, one of them came back and they were like, I should have done it back then. Like I should have, because I'm not where I want to be, and sometimes that happens.
So especially nowadays, right? It is unpopular opinion, but in 2024, there's no reason why you should be struggling, no matter what's going on, because there's so much opportunity out here. There's so much knowledge out here where you can figure it out if you really want to. So there's so many business owners that come to us and ask for funding, get the funding and mess it up and don't know what to do in their business, and then come back to us. So what we started to do is say, yo, why don't we create a program and teach people how to do exactly what we're doing, how to become a funding company.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
So you're struggling in your business. You see us over here talking about 6 figures, 7 figures, making X amount of dollars in our company. Why haven't you asked us, hey, how do we do what you're doing?
Nice.
Yeah.
So aside from getting people funding, you have like a separate cohort where you teach people how to get their own funding or become funding businesses?
Yes.
Teach people exactly everything that we're doing to become a 6-figure funding company. Because we call ourselves the Amazon of business funding.
Okay.
The people that make the most money in the world is the middlemen. So if I'm able to connect this business owner to these trillionaires, such as Chase, and I'm able to connect A to B and get you the capital and take a percentage in between, I don't hold no inventory. I just deliver what I deliver at a high level.
Yeah.
And you would never go out of business.
Yeah, you just provide that customer experience.
Nice. All right. So I saw some of the receipts, man. I don't know if I was like, if I don't remember if y'all showed it to me or if I just looked, right? But I saw a couple 6 figures come through since we've been here for like an hour and some change, right? Has it, talk to me about the beginning of the business. Was it always like that for you guys, or was it like a struggle? Did you guys struggle as a company?
No, as far as in the beginning, obviously yes, right? And the only reason why I would say yes is because our struggle wasn't the clients. Our struggle was what our process was going to be.
The business.
Yeah, the business itself, right? Because if it's now 2 of us, then that means we should be working double more, more efficient.
Yeah.
But in that time, you still have to figure out exactly, who's going to be doing what and how much time that's going to take, right? What are our processes and things like that, right? We've all worked a job at some point. So you learn a lot of those SOPs and things from a lot of those big corporations you work at. So why not take some of those same strategies and implement it into your own business? Yeah. So that's, in a sense, that's what we were doing and talking about and building upon. And I think our first client, we had our first clients anyways.
So we came in with clients. So the issue in this business, the issue is not clients, right?
It's not.
When you get into business, my opinion, people should think when they get into business, how do I scale?
Yes.
So your first thing when you're starting a business, you should be building that business to scale. So everything you do should be, all right, how am I scaling this? So now that's systems and processes and marketing. So in this business, we barely ever had a problem bringing in clients.
Yes.
But our problems is delivering systems and processes. So once we started getting that in place and started focusing on that, now we could go from 10K a month to 100K a month.
And then our next problem was customer experience. Because we were delivering, the systems were there, but what is the customer's experience like? What is the customer's journey like?
Exactly.
Right? Because if they're starting here, but they don't get to the end, they only stop in the middle, then what's the point? Because then now your customer is not referring other customers, and the other customers around them aren't referring other customers.
Sound like y'all spent some time in corporate America before, bro. That sound like a Starbucks conversation, man. That's what Starbucks be talking about. Or that sound like a Chick-fil-A. Like that level of, that high level of like business and corporation.
Yeah.
Not so much, hey, we made $2 million this year. It's like, but all right, how are we going to make 4? But what does it look like to the customer?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
That's the most important part of this whole thing, right? We are B2B, but the C is in between, right? So that customer that's in between the B2B, we need to ensure that their customer experience is something that they love. Nice. So that now when they leave, that review is genuine. Now when they refer those other people is genuine. So that's why our pipeline would always stay filled, because we're going to have customers coming in all the time. For one customer, we should be bringing in 4 after each and every customer.
I love it, bro. And how long have you guys been in business together?
So it's almost what,
2-3 years?
About 3 years. It's about to be 3 years.
Is it scaling the way that you want it to?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
I would say, and we had bumpy roads.
Yeah.
Because that's learning the systems, learning the processes. But once we got on the same page and said, all right, this is where we want to take it, now it's like, what do you have to do to get there? So I always talk about reverse engineering, right? You want to make $1 million this year. What do you have to put in place to make $1 million? How many sales you got to make a month? How many people you have to hire? How many calls you have to go on? So you always have to reverse engineer on how to get to your point.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Got it. I love it, man. That's definitely a corporate approach to it. And I know with just like everything, right? Or just like, let's say those top Fortune 100 companies, they all build off of systems and processes.
Exactly.
And it seems like you guys really have your systems and processes in place.
Yep.
That's how franchises get to scale, right? The burger at Chick-fil-A tastes the same across the country.
Yep.
Chick-fil-A came into a very saturated market, and they dominated. But their focus was on the customer experience.
Exactly.
Right? They were very different. As soon as you walk in, as soon as you drive in, they're like, "Thank you for choosing Chick-fil-A for your lunch today." Mm-hmm. I'm like, "What you mean? I'm getting a chicken. I'm getting like nuggets. Like you giving me all of that for like nuggets?"
They're saying "my pleasure." Like they're not saying, "You're welcome, my pleasure." Like they're implementing a lot of small, intricate details that make them different.
Yeah.
And they stick to a system. You can't go Sundays. They're closed.
Yeah.
Like they have a system that's down packed and they don't deviate.
And they know they can make more money on Sundays because they had that exclusivity, but they stayed to exactly who they are and true to what they do.
Yeah, that's how I know you guys are doing well before I saw the receipts anyway. So look, let's get to so we talked about kind of like the worst part of it, right? It's building the structure of it.
Yes.
And I know that takes work. There's a saying that's picking up a lot, and it says, some of you guys won't go to work without a job, which is sad, right? Yes. So, and we all got friends like that, right? Yep. You say, "Hey, I'm going to do something. You're going to have to show up for 8 hours, like 10 days. They be like, "What? Mm-hmm. No, I can't do it," right? And then some people will. Like you guys actually built the systems and the processes, the structure of your business without getting paid, right? Right. And then once it gets done right, then it starts to just like you get those texts like y'all got.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. And we're still building, right? So we're never not still building, right? Because we have to still build. Yeah. We have to keep building, right? That's like a person that says, I'm never not the smartest in the room because they always want to keep learning. Yeah. Right. So for us, we have to keep building. We have to, like right now, we just hired 2 more people to jump onto the team. So we're at 8 now, we're at 8 people on the team. So now, eventually, probably by the end of the year, we might be at 10. Yeah. And then next year, we might be at 20. Like, we have to keep building because if we want to service and take on as much clients as we hope to do, we have to keep building. You got to spend that money.
And what we're doing, we say building, right? We're scaling ourselves out the business.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So if you're working in your business, you're not working on your business. A lot of us are working in our business, but we're not working on it. So the business will not be able to operate without us putting the 40 hours in a week. You want to be able to scale out of that and what we call making money in our sleep. You want to get in that investor's hat where your dollar's making money without you actually having to do the work, but the team and the business is running.
Nice. Yeah. All right, we're going to go rapid fire. Can I ask y'all some questions real quick?
Let's do it.
Y'all can alternate these.
Let's do it. We're going to go back and forth.
You cannot take more than 3 seconds to answer these calls. This is our rapid fire round.
Oh, God.
All right?
Let's do it.
You better be ready.
One of y'all just pick up.
You first.
Damn. I like that. No, see, that's the preparation. That's how I know y'all business is fire. Because it's like, I saw the team like, all right, we got to be ready. Then I saw a little bit of like, hey, bro, you go first, right? Mm-hmm. That means like, yo, y'all going to kill it right off the bat.
All right.
Most amount of money y'all ever got somebody funded?
$398,000.
Damn. What'd they do with it?
Buy more real estate.
Love it. Lowest credit score somebody ever had that you got funded?
620.
Were they surprised?
Yeah.
They was going crazy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fire. How long does a business have to be established to get money?
Yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Meaning like open a corporate, like you get your corporation, you get your EIN, they can come to you and get funding?
In one day, yes.
what qualifications do they need to get funding?
To get maximum funding, I would say 700 credit score, have an LLC open, have a personal credit, good personal credit profile, at least 3 personal credit cards, good age, at least 2 years, 2 to 3 years of age.
Okay. You guys do credit repair?
Yes.
Give me a credit repair story where you took somebody from like the basement and got them right.
This is your question.
So, I had somebody with a bankruptcy. They had a bankruptcy on their report. We cleared up the bankruptcy. And but a lot of times with a bankruptcy, you can't get funded. So a lot of banks don't want to fund you. We cleared up their bankruptcy, and their score was able to jump up like 120 points and got them funded.
You know how bad you feel with a bankruptcy? Knowing you're dead, like you're done. Nobody's giving you money after you just filed bankrupt. And then they go to you and you get the money.
I ain't gonna lie, some of our best clients have been the ones that had bankruptcies in the past.
So people make mistakes, right? So
right, but see, this is the thing that we don't know.
Yep.
So I would think if somebody came to me, hey, bro, I had 2 bankruptcies, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, you need some time to get your stuff right before you could get into real estate. Or I'm going to say you got to have a lot of money and you just start, like, just cash out, right? Yeah. But tell us information about bankruptcies, because that's a big deterrent factor where people be like, yeah, I'm just done. Collections, right? I feel like if you got collections, if you owe somebody money and they put you in collections, I'm not lending you. So I feel like those people are dead too. And then if you late with paying Chase, I'm not going to lend you money either. So like clear up some of the funding myths that are out there where you think people can have a chance and can get money.
So first thing is, yes, definitely. When we talking about funding, we talking about PG funding, right? Personal guaranteeing. That's the best and fastest way to get funding. Having a good personal credit score to get funding. If you don't have a good personal credit score, you got charge off, collections, bankruptcies, get your credit fixed. You could hire us, you could hire a credit repair team, or you could do it yourself. But you can get funded if you work on it the best way you could work on it. If we get a charge off or a collection off, your score will jump up 50 to 100 points, because any negative within the last 2 years is going to hurt your profile the most. Most banks and lending institutions do a 2-year look back as far as how much your credit profile is going to be affected. So even a late payment, if you get a late payment, you can have a 750, 800 credit score. You get 130 late today, your score could tank about 50 points, 60 points. So you want to make sure your profile is clear. So if you get a 30-day late, a 60-day late, you need to get that removed, because that will drastically impede your chances of getting funded.
Share some game on how they could get it off, or how you get it off, how to remove a late payment.
We dispute. So we do a lot of consumer law disputing, right? So with late payments, sometimes you can actually call up. If it's a new late payment, I suggest call up the creditor or debtor right away and try to talk to them. Tell them it's a mistake, XYZ, especially if you have a long-standing relationship. Sometimes they can reverse it. So that's number one. If they don't reverse it, then you have to dispute it. We do a lot of consumer law disputing as far as getting things off your report. So we'll send some laws at them. Use a lot of the FDCPA, FCRA, nice, which is a lot of consumer laws. So you'll send those in and dispute it with the Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, and dispute it with the company as well.
I love it, man. These are gems that you're sharing with us that are not common. Like, this isn't common knowledge. Some people think out there that just because they got that late, they're done, and they got to wait 2 years or whatever until it falls off.
And there's a lot of people out there that think just because they have bad credit at the time that they're done as well. Like, you could still have a 640, 650, right, and not be able to work with us, but you could still be able to work with like CDFIs, right? So CDFIs are community developmental financial institutions. At a CDFI, you can have a 620, 640, 650 credit score as long as you have a business plan and you actually have a business that you're looking to either purchase or you're looking to go into. If you have that business plan, you outline each and every detail, what they'll do is they'll lend you the money, but also attach a technical assistant associate to you. That technical assistant associate, what they'll do is ensure that the money that they're lending to you, that you're actually going to be able to use and make a profit from. So that's part of what the CDFIs, they do, because they want to ensure that the money that they're lending is going to be able to be paid back to them.
Right, they kind of vet it a little bit for you.
Yes,
exactly.
I never heard of that one, man.
Hey, man, you know.
Matter of fact, you need to tap into some CDFIs too, bro.
Right.
And first, you gotta tell me what it is. But I got one more question for him.
Okay.
Give me something that people can't Google. Give our audience something that people can't Google. That give us a funding information that's not Googleable.
Shoot, he just did it.
No, that's credit. That's credit. Hey,
Okay,
real estate
funding.
newsroom. You gotta come with some news, bro. Breaking news right here.
All right, breaking news. Hold up.
I got some.
All right,
It don't matter. Y'all team. It don't matter where it come from.
So
I do something else too.
They was talking about. You ever seen this 250K Chase line of credit play? No. Doc? All right, so there was something going around the internet. Yo, go sign up with Chase, get 250K, which was BS, right? Here's how you get 100K line of credit from Chase. So Chase, you can get 100K line of credit if you have 100K in a Chase business bank account. Most people don't have 100K sitting around. So if you qualify for funding, what you can do is we can get you funding, a 50K Citizens card, credit card stack. You get you about 100K in credit cards. Now you have 100K in business credit cards. Amex, Citizens, GM business card, 0% interest business cards. We credit card stack, you get your 100K there. Now we liquidate that 100K. Pay yourself for the next 90 days. You can use something like ADP payroll. You could pay yourself from a business credit card. Now you want to pay yourself from that business credit card about 25K to maybe 50K a month off the business credit card. Now what you're doing, you're creating business bank statements that you have income coming in. Now you just had income coming in for 90 days. Now you pay them cards back. Now you take those bank statements and you go to a bank statement lender. This is making money off money or getting money off of money. You go to the bank statement lender and you'll get about 100K line of credit or loan from the bank statement lender off the business card you just had.
Yep, the business.
So that's
credit
about
cards.
200K now.
Okay.
Now you take that 100K loan and line of credit and you sit it in a Chase business bank account. Sit it in there for 30 days and apply for a Chase line of credit. Now you got another 100K. That's 300K you just had over just business credit cards.
And that's an auto approval that you can get.
Breaking news on the real estate newsroom. How to get 100, 200, 300K. You got to have a credit score of
700.
700. And you guys do repair credit?
Absolutely.
Yes.
If you're not there, we'll get you there.
Perfect. Tevin, let's go. Non-Googleable. Breaking news, non-Googleable credit or funding play that you can't Google.
The one that I was thinking about, he literally just took it. So
That was fire. No, that was fire because we don't know that we could do that. Right?
I know.
Especially here's where it works and where it's crazy. If you got like a real estate plan, like how I was telling you guys, you could invest $20,000, build a house, and you make $60,000, $70,000 off the sale. If you have knowledge like that and insight like that, getting the money is worth it because those credit cards are 0% interest.
Yes.
Or
a lot of them.
Okay.
A lot of them. The ones we go after.
Like that changes a person's life.
yes,
Because they go from, like you said, like having a collection and thinking they're done, or having a bankruptcy thinking they're done, to working with you guys, you might be able to get that stuff removed, and you're teaching this stuff. Now it's just a matter of having the information. Now we know what we can do with it, or we know what we're going to do with the money, and then like your life could change pretty quickly.
And that's the difference between the successful people and the non-successful people. Because I've had people tell me, I could go to the bank and get funded. What do I need you for?
exactly.
You saw what I just broke down?
I've never heard of that.
You know
bro.
how many years and how many things we had to go through, how many bankers we had to speak to, how many trials and tribulations to learn things like that? So just because I spit it to you in 30 seconds, it could have took me 3 years to figure that out.
Of course.
And it's definitely not going to happen the way you think it's going to happen if you do it yourself.
That's why people, and I know y'all hate this, when people come to y'all, you be like, all right, so I got somebody at Chase I want to introduce you to. They say, oh, before I signed up, I tried Chase. They only gave me $1,800.
All the time.
Literally, I think I had 2 calls like that this week already.
I know it happens because people see what y'all do and they think
And
they can do it.
can do it.
People
He said go ahead.
Yeah,
people
we tell them.
see what I do and they think they could do it. They go buy a Landbank house and it be the worst possible house on the worst possible block that's about to fall. And I'll be like why? Like, what do you want? You want me to fix that? And they be like, yeah. Well, I heard you do land. And I'm like, no, we don't do it like that. Inside, we get the worst house on the best block Like what you got is just crazy. So I know when they go for funding to banks without y'all, they probably mess their whole stuff up.
Of course.
Yeah, we tell them we don't get mad at them now. We just because we know they'll be back. Go ahead.
But can you fix it?
Yeah, so that's the point of what we do. We have relationship managers.
Yep.
So the reason why we're able to do a lot of these things, like I said, partner with trillionaires and billionaires. So we're talking to our bankers on how the system works. Yo, how do we do this? They're explaining to us. We have meetings.
Yeah.
Yo, this is what we're doing this month. This is how they can get qualified. This is what they need. So we're getting it directly from the source, where generally our relationship manager only deals with clients making about $5 million to $10 million. So she wouldn't talk to you on the street.
You picked a good partner, bro. He's smart.
Of course.
I'm gonna tell you why. This is the third time today he talked about reverse engineering.
Yeah.
What that does, you're automatically gonna get approved because I'm structuring it out. Credit score, bank statements,
Yep.
profile.
Yep.
So when y'all submit it, you already know. Look. We built y'all this person up.
We have at least an 80% chance of approval
because you did it.
We,
you reverse engineered the underwriting guidelines.
Exactly.
Good job, bro. Now you're gonna take us out of here.
No, I got you right now.
I know.
You can ramp it up. You ain't see it building up. I see the Steve building.
No.
That was building.
In all fairness, right? So this is a live news show, all right? This is live news.
Right.
In all fairness, you went so crazy and you gave a lot of the game.
Oh, no, don't worry. This one's about to be crazy.
I got it.
Sure?
I saw it building.
I saw it too. I was like,
So look,
To let y'all know.
real estate newsroom, Charles Noonan.
So,
Breaking news. Tevin, Millionaire Essentials, about to give us something you cannot Google.
with that same $200,000 or $300,000 that he gave, as far as how you can actually get access to $200,000, $300,000 in funding, you can use that same amount of money. Now, before I even break that down, there are systems and processes that you're going to need to put in place for you to become an actual lending company. You see where I'm going with this? A lending company. So you can actually start to lend your own money. Now, based upon that $200,000 or $300,000 that you have, you can actually get something called a warehouse line of credit. With a warehouse line of credit, you can get up to $4 million on a warehouse line of credit. Now, imagine this, Charles.
That's your camera right there, bro.
No, I got you. Imagine this, Charles. You have $4 million to lend in a whole year, right? You have an origination fee of 5% on $4 million. What's 5% of $4 million?
200,000. So 10% is 400, 200,000.
So now you've made, off of just lending $4 million, you've made $200,000.
that's just origination.
And that's just origination fees. We're not talking about interest on the back end. So with a warehouse line, you typically will be at what the prime rate is of the lending at the moment. So right now, prime is 8%.
8.
Is 8?
It's 8. It's 8.
Yes. Yeah. So prime is 8% right now. So with prime being 8%, you can lend at 12. You can lend at 15. You can lend at 17%. So everything above that 8% is what you're going to make per year. Now that's $4 million. So $4 million plus an additional, let's say 10%, right? Let's say you lend at 18. So now you're making an additional $400,000 just for the year. So now in general, just off of lending $4 million, you've made $600,000 in 1 year.
Killer.
And it's not none of your own money.
It's not any of your own money.
Killer. All right, so I want y'all to serve the audience, but y'all just served. Y'all just gave me the gem. I was asking for the audience, bro.
Those are small numbers too.
I only want this one.
$1 million.
How do I get a warehouse line of credit?
Oh, how do you get a warehouse?
That's deep, bro.
I was hoping y'all was saying it for me.
Oh,
That's conversation
Because
after
this is what I'm doing. I'm doing a
conversation
conference,
after
right?
this.
I'm doing a conference in Birmingham where I'm inviting 500 people down. It's a national conference. This is our big event for the year. Being that I've done so well in Birmingham, I've documented the process, right? I got systems and processes in place where people can emulate the exact system that I use, right? To find the land, to clear it, site prep, foundation, dig the footing, pour the fountain, and build a house that for like $169,000 and sell it for like $240,000, right? I would love to be able to be the lender on some of that for people that are in the that come to the conference that want to do the same thing. It'd be like $170,000 that I could lend for somebody to build a house and do the same thing.
Correct.
Is there a way I could get that warehouse line of credit?
Now there are a lot of different
it's a different factors to get there. That's a deeper conversation.
It's a deeper conversation.
So how was you teaching it? So what you just taught, you were teaching about the product itself?
So no, so what I just taught was...
Or do y'all lend?
No, so that's about the product, but that's something that we're heading towards. So because we're learning so much about it now, yes, it's great being the middleman, but at some point we want to become the lender.
The bank.
We want to become the bank.
Right.
We want to play both sides.
Well, look, I know y'all getting a lot of money, right? I know y'all getting a lot of money because I see y'all didn't even come in with the receipts. I saw the receipts, right?
Yeah,
so I peeped the receipts.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, as soon as that opens up, because we'll be able to serve, and I want to invite you guys to the conference too.
Okay.
But
we got the official.
That's a formal invite.
That's a
Y'all on camera.
It's my conference, right? It's my conference. It's my conference. This is the official invite. I want you guys there.
Okay.
February 21st to the 22nd. We're gonna wrap up in about 5 minutes because I want y'all to tell me what y'all got going on.
Of course.
But I think I might qualify for a third partner if y'all want to partner on this warehouse line of credit, bro.
Hey, man.
I'm gonna have 500 people.
Hey, let's talk about it further, man.
6-month process. I got to go through the same vetting process.
We're gonna talk about it further.
All right,
we're gonna talk about it further.
So what do y'all have going on now? Because I've seen you guys grow. You're working with a lot of partners in the industry that we all know together, and you're actually helping their programs like kill it. Prada, I see Prada with like holding up checks for $59,000, $79,000. And when I talk to him about, hey, how are you getting your people funded? He points to y'all. So I seen the growth. You guys will give me a link to help people get funding.
Absolutely.
To help Landbank team members get funding. Right. So, hey, guys, I got the plot. I got the link. I got the link. All right. We're going to post the link in the comments. Like, when you're watching this, click to the comments. You'll find the link to where you can get funding. Apparently, they know some stuff that we don't know, I don't know, and that Google can't tell you either.
Yep.
So, where you guys are at today, what else do you guys have coming up where like everybody could get access to this information from y'all?
So we have a challenge coming up, and you don't want to miss this challenge. This challenge is about how to scale and create your 6-figure funding company. So we give you 3 things. We give you the education on how to get these lenders, how to find them, how to talk to them, how to market, how to actually get clients, and how to build the systems to scale a funding company. So how to really be that Amazon of business funding. So we're going to be giving that to everybody. Everything that we're doing, all the game we were sitting up here talking, we're going to be talking about that on the challenge. So if you're interested in becoming a funding company, and this could be an add-on to what you're already doing, you're being the middleman. So we just teach you the education, the systems, the processes, the marketing to get clients and really scale a system to 6 figures, 7 figures.
Are y'all giving the contacts?
We giving everything.
Chase.
We giving everything.
Because I know y'all
giving
run
everything.
Citizens, y'all gonna give citizens too?
It's not about what you know, it's about who you know. We already have the connections.
I know. So this is what I'm saying.
Get to the fireplace and stay warm.
Stay warm.
Get to the fireplace and stay warm.
Stay warm, my friends.
Hey, listen.
All right, when do y'all got the challenge? When is it?
November 18th.
November 18th.
It's 5 days, 3 days?
It's 3-day challenge. So it's a 3-day challenge. November 18th, 18th, 19th, 20th. We ain't going to take your whole week up. We're going to give you education. We're going to give you systems. And we're going to give you marketing to make money.
Yep. I think what we started to realize in business, right, is that, yes, we are a funding company. Yes, you're in real estate. But there's always an industry behind that. Right. So we started to realize that. And that's the reason why we can speak about customer experience, customer journey, system and process, because we start to realize, yes, we are a funding company, but our main purpose isn't being a funding company. Our main purpose is the marketing and talent, right? So the talent is those relationships behind us, because in order for us to succeed as a funding company, the relationships behind us have to be great. And the marketing in front of us have to be great so that we can bring in more clients. So that's what we started to realize. It's not about being a funding company. It's about the industry that's really behind your company.
I love it, man. Hey, I got to have y'all back. I gotta have it back.
Hey man, the proof is in the pudding, man. Like you said before, you heard behind the scenes what we doing. So
I see it.
Proof is in the pudding.
We all see it. I think everybody knows. But look, all right. So I appreciate you guys coming.
Of course.
We got to do a part 2 after your challenge, or we'll do a part 2 after the conference.
Yes, after the conference, February.
After the conference, we're going to do a part 2.
Yes,
I got to have y'all back. And then we're going to have a lot more laughs and jokes to talk about. But it's going to be about the people that we help.
Yes. The customers.
Love it. All right, guys. That wraps up this episode of the Real Estate Newsroom with Charles Noonan, Tevin, and Brandon, the provider. Like, subscribe. Make sure you click that link below to get funding. They're giving you the link right now in the comments, like in the description. You guys could look at the link, click on it, and go get a bag. I almost could guarantee they're going to get you a bag if you got that 700 credit score because they know the underwriting guidelines. Peace.
Peace.